Hi everyone, it is me, Trini Kwan here, the first mighty shifting yellow keeper, and I'm Aisha Campbell, the two diff mighty shifting yellow keeper. You see, our head shields look the same, so hopefully this is the right one, going for the right heads. And the first thing that I want to tell everyone out here is that when you chose me, Trini, to take over for you, you knew that I was going to do a lot of good things. Well, yeah, that was true, Alicia. I mean, my friends, Jason and Billy and Zach and Trini and Tommy, we met you with Rocky and Adam. We met you folks, and we knew that you folks were, the right folks. Like, like you helped us out from time to time, and we knew we could trust you. And you even took the oath, not to say who our true selves were. So when I heard that you were going to be, taking our stead, I was like, whoa, we thought we weren't going to get you folks. Well, yeah, I mean, it was kind of weird, Trini, when they're saying, all right, now you're going to be the mic keeper now. You're going to take over as the mighty shifting yellow keeper. And at the end of the day, a lot of folks like to wonder, like, what happened after that? Like, where did you go? Well, Jason and Zach and myself were supposed to have gone to a 4-1 land rest gathering where betweeners from all over the world would come together to talk about, things that were not going fines that every land had and how they could come up with answers to them. But that was more of a cover saga. You see, we were chosen to be the Omega Rangers or the Overkeepers. You see, there was some being. You see, God and Jesus came, and they said, well, Zordon, we need Jason and Zachary and Trini to be the mic keepers. So you're gonna have to name some new ones. And we already have chosen Rocky, Adam, and Aisha to take their steads. Hey, wasn't it someone called the Blue Emissary? You mean the Blue Speaker, the blue betweener? Yeah, but he worked for God and Jesus, and it was God and Jesus who chose us to be, the over mic keeper. So we spent the rest of 9 between 94 YL going into at least 9 between 96 YL, going to other worlds, fighting foes, making friends, fighting for the greater good. And then Jason had to go back because Troy had his gold might, but Troy had lost the run and lead over his golden might because his free selves had gotten unbonded. So we had to choose which one was going to go back. I thought it should have been me. Zachary thought it should have been him. But then Jason said, Trini, Zachary, I got this. I'll go back. I'll be the filling in Gold Ranger. I'll help the mic keepers out with fighting the Tool Kaiserdom and Lord Zed and Reader Repulse at the same time. So he went back and he filled in for Troy until Troy ended up getting, his free cells back and took the mic back. So, Aisha, I understand that you left the team and you went to Darkland, Yeah. You see, Overling Bow had this thing that sent everyone back in the past. So if you were like grown up now, well then you would either been a betweener or a kid. So he sent us back in time. We had to meet with the outsider keepers from Altar to help us out during that time, filling in. And we all had to go back to get the slight of the Zeohurst or whatever it was. And I chose to give my slight to Tanya Salone, and she would take my stead, as, the yellow Zeo, the yellow keeper. And I stayed on to help out over there. But yeah, I did come back years later, mighty shifting my keepers once and forever. I did come back. And I understand, Trini, you had a daughter named Mitchie? Yes, I had a daughter named Mitchie, which I fostered, I never could have kids of my own. So I fostered a daughter named Mitchie. And yeah, I came back home. I was doing whatever I was doing. And yeah, and then I also was on the Pennsylvania team of the Mite Keepers, the new generation or the new lifetime. I was the orange keeper on the purple keeper, the orange keeper on that one. And then I fostered a girl named Mitchie, whose bears had died, and I couldn't have children of my own, so I fostered her. And I took back the mighty shifting yellow mite, which God and Jesus gave back to me. And I gave up my life to help Billy, who was fighting Toll Reed Repulsa. You see, Billy wanted to bring Zordon back. We had a belief he was in heaven, and he wanted to bring him back, but then by mistake, the evil half of Rita Repulsa, who had been cleaned away by God and Jesus in between 98 YL, came back. So Trini, does that mean you died on mighty shifting Mite Keepers once and forever? That you died in 122 YL or something like that? I guess on the show I did. Well, how do you think about, Trini, a lot of folks like to say, one little thing for you in this film, a lot of folks out there like to think that, you being the first mighty shifting yellow keeper was some kind of mistake, on the slight of Siobhan Glee. Yeah, there were a lot of folks out there that thought that a Far Eastern being casted as yellow wasn't really, that good. And there have been many Far Eastern Mite Keepers, both men and women, over the years. And yeah, a lot of folks, really didn't think it was really cool for, me to, for someone Far Eastern like I was to be casted as the first mighty shifting yellow keeper. But I mean, even though I didn't really see any, even though I can see why some folks out there may have been angered or irked over it. And Aisha, I understand that I understand, Alicia, that some folks didn't really like you that well. Well, some folks didn't like it that Kimberly, became my friend after when I first showed up, because she said that you were her beloved friend. But then again, I think Kimberly had more than one good friend, So I want to believe that all the things I did through the rest of the 2 diff following, the first film, and also the 3 diff following, that you would have done if you were still on the show. Yeah, if you were still on the show, Trini. You're right, Alicia. You're right. Well, that's all the time we got. If you like this film, then follow us over here at Power Rangers for Life or Mite Keepers for Life. Don't forget to hit that ringer and that bind for the next upload live stream is short. Don't forget to share and playlist and thumb up this film. I, Trini Kwan, and I, Aisha Campbell, the mighty shifting yellow keepers, out. What the fuck?